We want to introduce you today to Core Bank, outstanding local Omaha bank, one of our key Grow Omaha sponsors, and they are the topic of today's business feature. We have with us officers of the bank, John Sorrell and David Hartman. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, thanks for being here, you guys. And I guess we'll just start, as we always do, with the 30,000-foot view question. Give us an overview of the bank, where it came from and what it's all about.
Sure. It's a locally owned, privately held bank. The Scott family in Omaha own us, and our big focus is on the business segment, and we have a very robust mortgage and construction residential, along with a wealth company as well.
And the headquarters is located just a little bit west of Village Point. Beautiful building. And that's still, and it's been a few years now, but still a relatively new place for the bank.
Yeah, we moved out there in December of 2018. And we take three floors of the building and are currently trying to lease the top space. So if you know of anyone, send them our way.
Well, we sometimes know of people. It would be a nice place to have an office, that's for sure. So what types of clients are most ideal for Core Bank? And since we're talking about on Grow Omaha, maybe we could focus a little bit more on the business to business side of the bank. Maybe kind of let us know who you look for and what's just right for the bank.
You know, we really specialize on all types of businesses, small business owners. There's a lot of definitions around small business owners, but we also work with probably 30-plus home builders in the community and have done that for a number of years. A lot of real estate investment, multifamily builders. We're trying to get in on the front end to do the construction. Hopefully then they filling up and go into the secondary market once they're filled up. But we really focus on the small business owner.
We're talking with John Sorrell and David Hartman from Core Bank here in Omaha. And David, you talked about real estate, and that's certainly a big focus area for us here on Grow Omaha. This real estate market around here has been pretty exciting. I mean, it's a little bit tougher because some rates have gone up compared to what they were a few years ago. But, just there's so many projects going on. Give us an overview about what the lending environment is like right now for real estate, and can we keep this momentum going for the foreseeable future?
Overall, it's still pretty active. There's still plenty of projects going on, as you referenced. I met with a developer earlier this week, and we discussed specifically multifamily, because I'm always kind of in the back of my head going, when do we hit a saturation point on multifamily? And he is pretty resolute to the fact that it's not going to happen for a while, that we still are going to need that those units coming out of the ground, because folks are just not moving into the creation of single-family homes as quickly as they were maybe 15, 20 years ago. They're staying in apartments where they can pick up the phone and call and have somebody else do the maintenance.
Yeah, we've talked about a few times on the show that, especially downtown, the market, I mean, some of these apartments are 90, 95% leased, and it seems like they can't build them fast enough right now.
Yeah, what has been surprising to me is the growth of apartments out west. Because my theory in my mind was always that there needed to be some place to shop, some place to get your groceries. And certainly the first ones out of the ground were the ones near our office, up on 185th and Dodge, which is like a small community. And I guess it's the old scenario: if you build it, they will come. Because certainly we have put some grocery stores, et cetera, other services around them. So,
are you seeing the residential faster or hotter than the retail right now, or?
Oh, most definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
It's interesting, David, that you talk about multifamily development and how hot that's been. There was a study that came out late last year that identified Omaha as one of the 10 most competitive rental markets for residential units. And it took into account both apartments and also single-family rental homes. But the survey said, and I'll be honest with you, I've had maybe a little bit of a tough time believing this. I haven't tried to rent a residential unit in a long time, but the statistic was there are 13 potential tenants competing for every one available residential for rental unit in town. But yet our occupancy is only in the high 90s. I mean, it's still, you would think if there were 13 of them, the occupancy would be like 100% with a long way. But suffice it to say, there are still a lot of people looking for good rental units right now.
They are, and we work with a lot of folks that purchase 1 to 4 family homes and turn them into rentals. And the demand for that product is even higher than the new multifamily, because then maybe that's the next step to actually home ownership. They have a yard. They're probably responsible for that. We had one of the larger builders in the community now, D.R. Horton, basically built an entire subdivision of rental homes and then spun them off to the secondary market. So
there's at least 4 of those kind of neighborhoods going up right now. Besides D.R. Horton, there's at least another 2 companies doing 3 different projects like that. It's kind of the big trend right now, I think.
Well, and that was another ranking that came out, Brad, just a few weeks ago. Omaha was a top 20 market for most build-to-rent construction, basically building things specifically for them to go to rentals. Now, of course, a lot of people are disturbed to hear that for understandable reasons, because we do know that home ownership tends to be really healthy for our society. But on the other hand, it's also a sign that we just have a lot of population growth, that we need to build these units for people that live here and want to live here.
I think it's frustrating there's a lot of people out there that want to be homeowners that just can't get into it right now. And it's kind of frustrating to see these for rent neighborhoods coming up where they think that would be a great place to live, but it's not what they're looking for.
Yeah. Well, we have with us John Sorrell and David Hartman from Core Bank. And let's talk a little bit about non-residential real estate right now. What are you guys seeing when it comes to the lending environment for office, retail, and industrial properties these days?
Well, the industrial property has been really strong. That has been a shining star in some of the real estate sectors. We have an office down in the greater Phoenix area, and we have done a couple of very nice projects down in that area. It's been very strong down there. Omaha, same way. And the office, we don't play in that space a lot. We do, as David mentioned, have a floor of space available in our building. But it's been strong here in Omaha. We also have a market in Kansas City, and it's shown in Overland Park a strong resiliency for that. Obviously, the office in Phoenix is very high in terms of vacancy, but here in Omaha, we've managed that quite well.
So what's the deposit environment like lately? In my sales training, a lot of Omaha listeners know I do a lot of sales training, and I'm all over the country, and periodically I'll work with banks, and I hear a lot of banks say, gosh, we have a lot of people that want to take out loans, and that's great. That's a big part about what we do, but we also care a great deal about deposits. And
yes.
What's the deposit environment like these days?
That is a tough piece of business for us right now in our industry. I think for so long there were so low of rates, and there wasn't a big return on that. And now people during COVID and afterwards, and the rates going up the way they did, they are looking for better rates, and they're going outside the traditional bank footprint to do that, and going direct to the Treasury or going to money funds that, maybe the insurance isn't such a big play for them anymore. But it's tough because we take in deposits and we loan those back out in the community. And so that's been our biggest limitation. The demand in Omaha is strong for lending. We could do it every day, and we do it every day, but it's been a challenge in the deposit side.
So we've got to wrap up our conversation, this business feature with Core Bank. And gentlemen, I guess I'll ask you, what is it about Core Bank that makes it stand out from the competition? We probably have a lot of listeners here saying, I'm always open-minded about a different bank. Why should they come to Core Bank?
I think we support the community very strongly. And I was thinking about the name of your show, Grow Omaha. What we do every day and the customers that we serve, we're trying to grow their businesses. We're trying to grow their families. We're trying to grow their investment income. And we are very strong in providing 2 days of volunteer service to every employee to go out into the community. So I think we're just the great example of what community banks do, and we try to live that every day.
Well, it's an outstanding organization, and John Sorrell and David Hartman, we appreciate you guys being here on Grow Omaha today, and we also appreciate Core Bank being one of our key sponsors. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. That was John Sorrell and David Hartman from Core Bank. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.